Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. We have the four tops, or one of the tops here, Lawrence Payton Jr. They started way back in 1953, right? 1953. So what is that? 47 and 22, 69 years ago? 70 years of the tops. But I believe that Lawrence Payton's dad was a four top, or one of the four tops. And he's with us. Lawrence Payton Jr., how are you, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm fine. How are you?
Hey, I can't believe it. One of the four tops. That's awesome.
It's me. I'm right here, guys. I'm right here.
Hey,
enjoying the sunshine.
Yeah, was your dad one of the original tops?
Absolutely. Lawrence Payton Sr. Yes, he was.
Wow. And then, so he goes back to the original founding members in 1953.
Absolutely. They got together at a party, and they had sung until his death in 1997 after 44 years, and they never broke up. The group just stayed together, and the only thing that separated them was death.
That is incredible, man. So did you grow up in Detroit?
I did. I grew up in Detroit, the home of Motown, you know, dwelling among all the Motown stars. They were just like all my dad's friends, so I've seen it all, yes.
Yeah, my mother was born and raised in Dearborn, so I spent, 2 or 3 weeks every summer in Detroit, and I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, you're a Detroit guy. Dearborn, that's just right next door.
Dearborn was great. We used to go to
Detroit. That's the home of Henry Ford, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Everybody who worked for Ford lived in Dearborn, and then we'd wander off to Belle Isle and Saunders Hot Fudge. The whole summer thing,
Oh yes, all right.
The Bobolo boat.
God.
You probably remember the Bobolo boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Edgewater Park and all of those.
That's right. That's right. As a matter of fact, my mom's parents lived in Dearborn until the IRS guy came over one night and said, "You owe us $28,000." And my grandfather said, "Oh, let me get a check. It's in my checkbook." He went into the closet, pulled out a baseball bat, nearly killed the IRS agent. And that night, he had to move his entire family over to Windsor because in Canada, they had no extradition at that time. And he lived the rest of his life in Windsor, Canada, because of his beating the hell out of an IRS agent.
Wow, see, that's a true Detroiter there. You know what I mean? You're just not going to pull up to my house and take my house and throw me out. Not without a fight.
That's right. That's old school Detroit.
Absolutely.
That is wild. So, man, that must have been an unbelievable.
Wait a minute, Tim. I got a question for you.
Sure.
Are you related to Tim Conway, the actor?
Yes, that is my dad.
I thought so. I knew it when I seen that name. I was like, he's got to be related.
Isn't that crazy?
Absolutely. I'm a fan of your father.
Oh, that's great, man. My dad was a big, huge Four Tops fan. I mean, he loved all that music. He was turned on to that music early because, again, my mom, born and raised in Dearborn, and they met at Bowling Green State University. So he'd go every weekend back to their place in Dearborn and then go, into Detroit and listen to music all the time.
Oh, yeah. Detroit is a great music hub. I think that's why they had so much success musically, because all types of music. We listen to everything. You guys probably remember, I don't know if your listening audience remember, but Paul Revere and the Raiders and all of those groups. I mean, Detroit was a hub for that. So you had every genre of music there.
But you probably had people at your house every weekend or so. I mean, people that we'd all know, Smokey Robinson,
Oh, yeah. speaking of Smokey, wait a minute. Let me tell you a story about Smokey. He pulls up in the driveway to visit my father. A friend of mine and I, we were out in the back playing basketball. He came back and said, "I want to play." We said, "Okay." And look, he went after us. He was knocking us down for the rebound, and he was just so intense. And I thought that later on, in later years, I said, "Now that's why this guy is so successful, because he was just intense." And I remember him telling me, he said, "I don't do nothing unless I play to win."
That's great, man.
And it always stuck with me.
Well, it's similarly, it's like that story of I can't remember which comedian. I think it was Richard. No, it wasn't Richard Pryor. I can't remember who it was. But it was some comedian was at a bar or at a restaurant and was challenged to a basketball game with Prince and Prince's friends. And
that was Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy,
brother,
that's who it was.
Charlie
Yes. Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
And they went back and Prince just schooled everybody.
Listen, Prince could really play. He probably could have been like Tiny Archibald or something. He was very, very good on the basketball court.
That is wild.
People
man.
sort of just, by his size and everything, it kind of discouraged him from playing. But the guy was tremendous on the basketball court.
All right, this is great. Lawrence Payton Jr. is with us. So who else would stop by when you were a kid? I mean, what other people like we would know?
Oh, you just name it. You just all the Motown acts. I mean, like just name it. David Ruffin would come by. My father was very, very good with arranging voices and stuff like that. So a lot of the groups would come by basically for singing lessons. Really
great.
To learn different harmonies and stuff. And they'd sit around the piano. So like I just mentioned, David Ruffin and Supreme.
Sure.
Some of the girl groups, the Marvelettes. I mean, everybody. Shorty Long. All the old Motown acts, they would all be over to our house. It was just like my 5th birthday. My father came and picked me up, and he said, "Come on, we going. I'm having a party." We go to this hotel, and there was one other child there. That was Duke Fakir's daughter, Kai, and all the rest were Motown stars.
Wow!
So that was my 5th birthday.
Was Michael Jackson would have been too young, and Stevie Wonder would have been too young too, or maybe not.
Oh, no, I remember Stevie Wonder, and I do remember the Jacksons. They were, actually in Detroit about a year before they actually put out a record and stuff. So I kind of met them at the Gordy Mansion before and all of that. Real nice guys, very talented. They were magical then. Michael was just a ball of energy. He was just incredible even then.
So when did you leave Detroit, or do you still live there?
I still live in Detroit. Are you kidding? I'm a Detroiter forever.
Good for you.
I mean, I'm not knocking L.A. I love it out here and all of this, but I'm a Detroiter.
Yeah, I love Detroit. I love the fact that after 1,000 years, they're finally putting another bridge over to Canada. It's been a billion years.
Yeah, absolutely. After 1,000 years,
and they're calling it the Gordie Howe Bridge. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, it should, because he bridged. Listen, it's very appropriate.
Yeah.
Because he bridged the races together through music. You know what I mean? And it's very appropriate. Really, he did.
Yeah, but now, you probably remember this because you were born and raised in Detroit. But you remember Houdini died in Detroit.
I remember that. I do remember. I don't remember him dying there, but I know that it happened there.
Right, and my grandfather owned a funeral home, and he embalmed Houdini and stole his gold watch. And I saw that watch about 40 years ago. My uncle had it, and no one's seen it since.
Wow!
Can you imagine what that's worth?
That's history.
Can you imagine what the gold watch is worth?
I just seen a documentary on Houdini. And one of his artifacts were auctioned off for like $500,000 or something like that.
Exactly.
And I think David Copperfield bought it or something.
Oh, that's wild. All right, we got to take a break. Can you stay with us, or do you got to go?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm here.
Excellent. Okay, all right, hold on one second. This is great. Lawrence Payton Jr., the Four Tops. And, man, this guy is one of the most upbeat guests we've ever had. I love this guy. Lawrence Payton Jr. His dad was the original member. The Four Tops!
And I believe there's only one original member still playing with them, that's singing with them.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Find out which one it is when we come back.
Yeah, we will.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
Everybody listening to radio right now, either yourself, your parents, or your grandparents have stories about the Four Tops. Lawrence, how big a tour is this for you?
Well, we're on tour all year round.
Okay.
So we do about 80 shows a year, and about 50 or 60 of those are actually with the Temptations.
Oh, wow.
So we're
that's
on tour
terrific.
all the time. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. It's called the TNT Show.
Oh,
and
that's
we're,
great.
like I said, about 50 or 60 shows a year. We're with them, and the other shows we're on our own or with the Beach Boys or other acts,
What's the one song where it makes the audience crazy?
Wow. I tell you what, it's got to be, there's a couple. It's the same old song, and I can't help myself. They just go nuts over those. But, I mean, all of them. Shake Me, Wake Me, Baby, I Need Your Lovin'. You just ain't no woman like the one I got. My Girl. I'm just running them off. Bernadette. Oh, man, it's just, it's one after another. They get excited about them all, really.
By the way, I heard a rumor that Abdul, that Duke, one of the original members, is still singing?
Yes, he is. That's not a rumor. That's the fact.
So his name is Duke, right? Abdul's name is...
Duke Fakir. Abdul Fakir. About a year and a half ago, he fell down and broke his hip. But he's up dancing and everything, but every now and then he'll have to sit on a stool and everything because of that.
So he's got to be how old? I mean, if he's born in 35...
87.
He's 87 years old.
And he's been singing with this group and performing with the Four Tops for 68 years. Can you imagine that? Just think about that.
Wow.
If you were a postman or something or a factory worker, you would have been tired twice.
That is unbelievable. It really, truly is amazing. What a long, beautiful life he's had. He's got to write a book. Has he written a book or a biography or anything?
Matter of fact, he's got one out. It's called I'll Be There, My Life with the Four Tops by Duke Fakir. And it was released about 2 months ago. And if you get a chance, just go out and pick it up. There's a lot of history there. Because I don't know if you guys know, before they signed with Motown, they had been with 3 or 4 other record companies. But even before the record companies, they had performed with Count Basie and Billy Eckstine and groups like that, singing jazz and stuff. So it's a lot of history in that book. Go out and get it.
I will. And if he's ever wanting to sell some books and wants to come on radio, man, we'd love to talk to him for 5 or 10 minutes. I can't believe that.
I think I can almost say unequivocally he would love to do that, and I will tell him that.
That's great.
And you will be hearing from him.
Okay. Buddy, I really can't believe, what a great life you've had. It's so rich in music and friends and family. I'm completely envious that you've had, such a great run and such a great attitude towards life. I was just talking to Sharon Bellion.
How could you be envious and you're the son of Tim Conway?
Seriously,
Get out of here,
buddy. All the
great
people,
actor, comedian. Come on, man.
Know.
We're like brothers in this entertainment thing here.
I know, but man, all the people that that all of my heroes and all my mom. My mom was the biggest Stevie Wonder fan in the world. Born and raised in Detroit. And he's become my favorite. And for you to just casually know him is incredible.
Oh, yeah. It was just like I said, it was just hanging out with Dad's friends. It was really normal to me, It wasn't until later on in life I really, really appreciated those experiences because I was like, that blanket that the guy on Charlie Brown would carry around? That's how I was with my father. I was his blanket. So everywhere he went, I went. So I got to see all of that. And it was quite an experience, a learning experience, too.
That's great, man.
I'm not just in this group because of nepotism. I can do this thing. I can sing.
You got it. So, and Sharon Sharon Bellier, our producer, I've been working with her for 12 years, and I can count on one finger the time she came in here and said, this is a great guest. And she did it during the break, and she said, this guy should teach other people how to be radio guests.
Oh, well, tell her I said thank you so much. I'm
you are wonderful.
To be here.
You have such great energy and personality. You've been such a delight.
Thank you, Sharon. I really appreciate that. Like I said, we just do it for the fans, and I'm just glad to be here. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be in the group that my father once represented, and I just want to do that. You know what I mean? So it's my pleasure.
Please, if you're ever in town again, you always got a home here. We'd love to have you on anytime, and any kind of publicity you need, we'll tackle it for you.
All right. Thank you, Tim, and thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, have a good one. Now.
All right, you too.
Guys.
All right, that's a great guest, man. Lawrence Payton Jr. with the Four Tops.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
We have Mike Love with us, lead singer of the Beach Boys. Mike, how are you, sir?
Tim, I'm great. Thanks for having me on the program.
Man, I tell you, I can't believe that I'm talking to you. My mom and dad and myself, my wife, all major Beach Boys fans. And I'm telling you, it's not just even, the older guys or guys in their 50s. We have a news editor from Detroit. She's in her 20s. I think she's 23 or 24. And when she heard you were coming on tonight, she screamed.
She probably watched Full House when John Stamos had us on.
Yeah, probably. But, man, what a run this has been, huh?
Yeah, 60 years. It's
wow.
Miraculous.
That is great.
Yeah. Well, we took a family hobby, which was, singing and making harmonies because we didn't have any money, and turned it into a profession based on the fact that my cousin Brian and I got together and wrote some songs that people really liked.
Oh, yeah.
And they still like them.
Oh, that's excellent, man. That is great. Mike, what was the, first of all, I'm sure your songs have been covered a million billion different times.
I really liked the cover of California Girls that David Lee Roth did.
Oh,
it was an awesome video. Awesome video.
Yeah. Now, how does that work?
Yeah.
Did you know him? Did he ask permission? Or how does something like that work?
No, he just liked the song. A few years back, got an award, an Ella Award, which is, a really nice thing. And I called him and said, would you like to come in and do the song with me? He did.
Wow.
He came out and we did it together. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And the video, that was when MTV was at its peak. And the video for that song is just awesome.
Oh, it's classic. It really is.
It really is terrific.
Yeah.
What is the one song where the audience? I mean, if you didn't play it, the audience would kill you.
If we didn't play it, Kokomo.
Oh, Kokomo. Okay.
That is our biggest sing along. It's 34 years young, but it's been played on Full House numerous reruns. It was in the Tom Cruise movie soundtrack, the Cocktail, and it is like a massive sing-along. Everybody, all ages, sing along to that song.
It's the best. It gets into your head, and you just sing it over and over. Was there an actual place called Kokomo, or is that something you guys fabricated?
Well, as you know, there's one in Indiana. There's also one in Maui, but this was a figment of John Phillips's imagination. He came up with a verse melody. I came up with the chorus, Aruba, Jamaica,
yes.
I want to take you. And then Terry Melcher, who produced it, came up with, I want to take you down to Kokomo. True collaboration, that one.
There are very few songs where, you hear just the opening of the song and you know every one of the lyrics that stretch over generation. But my mom knew every lyric to that song. So did I. And I guarantee you there's a lot of people like our news director, Aaron, who knows every lyric to that song as well.
Yeah, it's a catchy one.
It's great.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go? Jamaica, off the Florida Keys.
Yes, KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show. Lead singer Mike Love from the Beach Boys is with us. Mike, by the way, you guys weren't originally called the Beach Boys. It was the Pendletones, is that correct?
That's correct. We all wear those Pendleton shirts that we surfers used to do over a T-shirt, But
right.
But the record promotion man heard the song and said, hey, it's about surfing. What about the Beach Boys? I said, well, that's better than what we got. So it's stuck for 61 years now.
So you guys immediately warmed up to the title Beach Boys.
Thought it was awesome.
Yeah, that's a winner. That's a winner, man. I think, everybody knows the Beach Boys. And also not only everybody, just the public, but people in high places as well. I know that my father knew Nancy Reagan pretty well, and I don't think there was a bigger fan than Ronald and Nancy Reagan.
She called me one time to apologize for what James Watt had said.
Oh, really?
And she invited me to the White House. We played two separate Reagan inaugurations.
Wow.
And two different Bushes also.
Oh, that is wild.
The father and the son. Yeah. So you're right. We did a show in a couple of shows in Washington D.C. One year back in the mid '80s, we did Philadelphia in the afternoon, and they said there were 900,000 people in the street there. And in the evening, D.C., another 500,000 people or so. We played for over 1.5 million people in person, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would have been January, February of 85 and 89, I guess it would have been.
Back in the day, yes.
Yeah, and that second Ronald Reagan victory, 1988, I believe it was 525 electoral votes. I mean, it was a wipeout. Mondale, I think, won his home state and Washington, D.C. So that was, I mean, in the heyday of, of politics, when the Republicans, could really sweep this country and really had a huge, huge difference and a huge majority.
Yeah, it was. But they were very nice to us. They were so nice to us. And so, we really appreciate that. It really made us feel good about what we had done. I came up with the idea to do a free concert in Washington, D.C. to celebrate July 4th. Yeah. It was beautiful.
Now, you guys got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think, that same year. Like, it was 88, wasn't it?
88.
Okay. What a year, right? Playing for Reagan and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And Kokomo came out then.
Wow. And the Dodgers won the World Series. The Lakers won the NBA title. That was some year.
It was all good. All good.
That was great. Now, that must be something to see, though. You're walking through the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and to see, all the greats up there, and you're right there on the top shelf with all of them. That's got to be really pleasing.
It's awesome. It really is. It's a miracle. I mean, our parents didn't have that much money or anything but what they had is they had the passion for music, and they instilled that in us. My cousins Brian, Dennis, and Carl, who live in Hawthorne, and I live in Baldwin Hills overlooking Leimert Park in L.A.
Wow.
And, so we're homeboys.
All right, Mike, if you want to keep this a secret, I understand. But how many of the original Beach Boys or anybody that's ever played for and with the Beach Boys, how many of you guys can actually surf?
Oh, now wait a minute. That's a low blow. I'm a rotten, terrible surfer, but I can sing about it really well.
That's great, man. That is terrific. That's really awesome, buddy. I can't believe that we had you on. Again, it spans 3 or 4 generations, and it is the soundtrack to where most of us grew up. And if you didn't grow up with the original music in the 60s and 70s, all the remakes of it, and when you hear it, you cannot be depressed when you listen to your music, and that is a huge uplift for a lot of people in life. All right, I really appreciate you coming on, and anytime you're in town, please, you always have a friend here. We'll always give you a shout out and talk about the tour dates, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you so much, Tim. It's been a joy to be on your program.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. All right, there he goes. That's wild, man. Mike Love with the Beach Boys. That's crazy. And Erin's reaction was unbelievable. How old is Erin? She's got to be, what, 23, 24?
25.
She's 25. Okay.
26.
She's getting up there. Yeah. And when she heard that Mike Love was coming on, she screamed. She's like, I got my ad.
Yeah, just a couple days ago, I don't even know how it came up, but she was talking about her love for the Beach Boys, all-time favorite band.
Yeah, I think it's this new generation is going to get into it the same way our dads did and the same way we did. Yeah. Was your dad a big Beach Boys guy?
Yeah. I saw him in D.C.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was 80, 81 when I saw him out there.
Oh, that's wild, man. What a show they put on, huh?
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
I'll play it for you. Okay.
I flew here. How come the first class people they can just get on whenever they want? I've always hated that. First class people, board at your leisure. Take your time, first class people. Coach people, no, wait, sit, scuzz. Wait, little piggies. So when you do get on, the first class people, they're already sitting there. They're all sprawled out in their big thrones. Bring me the head of a pig. And a goblet of something cool and refreshing. Anyone have a fiddle? Make someone from Coach fiddle for me. Amuse me. They have fiddles in the overhead racks up there. You're not allowed to even use their bathrooms. The bathrooms up front are for our first class passengers. The coach bathrooms are located at Newark Airport. Concourse C. Concourse C, ladies and gentlemen. So when you do board, the first class people, they're sitting there. A lot of them are working as you're boarding. They have computers out and calculators. They're looking up at you like, hey, we're making money right now. Right now we're making money. Go, get in the back. Close that curtain. I don't want to see it. Even in my peripheral. Snap it shut. What's the matter with us? They got to cover us up with a tarp. And you go in the back, everybody has coloring books on. Hey, come here, where was you? Where was you at? You're in the middle, and there's 9 of us, and you're in the middle, and we have all the armrests, so you gotta sit like this. You gotta figure out a way to eat your snack while your elbows are touching. You gotta learn how to twist your little plastic utensil. I like to sit way in the back. Way in the back. Except for one thing, all the good meals run out, you know. You're poking your head out from row 199. The flight attendants are this big. You can hear the good meals getting snagged. We have a turkey sandwich, a chicken quesadilla, and a cold fish head. I'm just... wonder what I'm gonna do. So when they get to the back of the plane, they have to do that flight attendant psychology game and pretend like the good stuff never even existed. It never even was. Would you like a nice cold fish head? They're frozen solid, frozen head of fish. The eyeballs in there and the skeleton's coming out. It comes with a turnip and a spork. I was wishing you'd have one of them left, wishing upon a star. But I admire flight attendants, man, I really do. They put up with a lot of garbage from people. Have you ever been sitting in your seat and you see somebody trying to fit something in the overhead rack that you know ain't going in there like in a million years? They have like a mattress and a lamp. You're looking at them like, what kind of perception problems does this guy have? And the flight attendants are always nice. They always run up and act like it might maybe fit. You know, oh, I don't know if that's going to get up there. We can check it for you, you moron. I know that's what they want to say. I would last about 8 seconds at that job. I'll just get up there. Does that look like it's going to fit? You have this much room, you have a dead yak. Are you okay? You don't see all these people jammed up waiting on you? You don't see any of them, is it? Oh, this is your world. It's all about you. You let us know when you're all set.
That guy's great, man. Brian Regan. If you want something clean that the kids can listen to, you know, you got some time this holiday season, you want to put something on, something that's, not social media, and the kids and the parents can listen to. Brian Regan is the go-to guy.
It does take a lot for a clean comedian to get to me, and he definitely does.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I gotta go for the dark and nasty stuff, but Regan knocks it out, man.
Yeah, he's good, man. Brian Regan. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.